My name is Amanda, and I'm here with Angela, who is going to pray for us, and also Pilot. And also joining us is Omiyomi, and she is our guest speaker and also our musician. So Angela, if you'd start us off with a prayer.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that's Justine's wave. Hi. So we're grateful to place our hand on our heart and relax. Take a cleansing breath. So grateful for this opportunity to be together in spirit, in truth, in love, and in high vibration. So grateful for Amanda's willingness to come forward, shine her beautiful light, and lead us through this service today. So grateful for Omiyomi's presence, her healing presence through her music and through what she will share. And so grateful for all of you who are here now, those who are listening later. Grateful for your open heart, your open mind to receive the word of spirit, the word of truth. And so we declare a willingness to remove all blocks, all resistance to be here as fully as possible, to receive the healing that is here. We go forward to freely share it with our precious brothers and sisters, honoring, remembering the oneness of life. So we let it be with gladness, and so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. So let me introduce myself for those who don't know you, so don't know me. I've been a student with the Power of Love Ministry for about 3.5 years. And what I love about the ministry, it has really ignited a passion in me to take 100% responsibility. And I am turning that passion into a spiritual counseling business based on positive accountability. My intention for being here today is to hold a sacred space of healing, to hold complete non-judgment and unconditional love. And now I want to introduce Omiyomi Omiyomi. Sorry, I stumbled on your last name, Omiyomi.
Ibukemi.
Thank you so much for saying that for me.
Ashe.
So Omiyomi has been a singer, songwriter, musician. She has performed on stages throughout the United States for many years. She opens portals with her voice. As a shaman priest, she performs, writes, and produces music for ceremonies, rituals, rites of passages, initiations, or whatever is required for the evolutionary state of an individual or a group. She also provides music for events, chants, and sings at church services and spiritual centers, and so much more. Omiyomi, thank you so much for being here with us. If you would, please give us a song.
Ashe. Good morning, everyone. I'm so blessed and honored to be here today. And usually I start off with my honoring those who have come before me and have paved the way, but I will wait since I am the speaker today as well. So I am going to sing a song about what I'm speaking on today, which is the crossroads. And if I had to give a title for the message today, it would be called Be in the Be at the Crossroads. And so I'm singing a song about the crossroads because the crossroads is a very, very good friend of mine. Ashe. At the crossroads again, and I don't know which way to go. Please Baba, yes. What mystery shall I seek, Lord? And where ought I leave this beggar's feet? Oh, oh, it's you. Ooh, it's you. Ooh. Oh, I can feel the power, yes, as I leave the past behind. I can feel it, yes. Feel the tears rolling down my face, y'all. 'Cause I'm so grateful for a brand new day. Oh, 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 it's you. Ooh, it's you. Ooh. Oh, I hope you feel this power, yes, as you leave the past behind. I hope you feel it, yes. Feel those tears rolling down your face, Lord. 'Cause you're so grateful for a brand new day. Oh, oh, it's you. Ooh, it's you. Ooh, it's you. Baba, it's you. It's you, my Baba, it's you. Hey, it's you, my Baba, it's you. It's you. Yes.
Thank you.
I say.
Yeah, amazing. And thank you also for saying yes to not only being the musician today, but being the presenter. Yeah. We are looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So whenever you're ready, you can move right into your message.
Oh, it's time.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay. Hey, everybody. So first, giving honor to God, Oludumare, Spirit of the universe, creator of all things, the Orishas, the ancestors, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, Tasia Asante, and Jennifer Hadley, Reverend Jennifer Hadley, and all of you magnificent and beautiful people who are here today. My name is Omiyomi, and that means water, water, because I am initiated in the Ifa tradition as the element of the earth called the ocean, and with a very, very strong relationship with the fresh waters of the earth, which represent like rivers and lakes and streams, etc. And so I'm going to start off by saying that, let me put my guitar, I don't hold my guitar. I am an Ifa priest. I am a Christian minister, and I am a New Thought practitioner. And I say this because what it means is that I am a student of the realms and a student of the atmosphere, a student of the sky, and I am a student of the earth. And so if I had to have a topic today, my topic would be called Be in the Bee at the Crossroads. Okay. And so you just heard me sing a song about the crossroads. And in my practice, the crossroads is a real entity. It is a real place. It is a real happening. It's not just, standing on a corner and watching the cars go past, even though that is the crossroads as well. But in the tradition that I practice, the name of that space is called SU. It is called Elegua. It is called the opening. It is called the one who holds the keys and opens the door so that we can move forward into the next dimension of ourselves. And what this means to me is that, like I said when I first got started, that the crossroads is one of my best friends. And one of the things that I'm grateful for is that I used to get to the crossroads in my life, and the first thing I want to do is get out of it. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I found myself, before I found myself always cutting through the bushes and jumping over the walls. And what I'm trying to say, okay, maybe this is an opening. I can get out of here, being at the crossroads, because, many of us don't like being at the crossroads. You know what I'm trying to say? We consider that as, kind of like a setback in a way, you know what I'm trying to say? A hard place. And so instead of being at hard places, what we choose to do sometimes is try to get out of it. Let me bust the window out or bust through this wall or whatever the case might be. And it's no different for me, as well. I found myself before I found myself. Always trying to get out of the crossroads. And what I have found is that it's like that maze, you know what I'm trying to say, or that I forgot the other name that they call mazes. But I found myself like being in a maze, you bust down one wall and I find myself right back in the same place. You know what I'm saying? I climb over the wall and the same bench is there. You know what I'm trying to say? The same bench is there, the same everything is there. Excuse me, y'all. The same everything is there. So, nothing has changed. The only thing that's different is that, now I'm looking for, well, maybe it's down this way, And so the crossroads is exactly what it is. It's a place we get to where it is a cross. We can go forward, we can go backwards, we can go left, or we can go right. You know what I'm trying to say? And we don't know where we're going, but we just don't want to be there in that decision-making place sometimes. And so let me see where I'm at. So I'm going to give you a little example of something that happened to me recently. Many of you don't know that I just recently moved. So I am now living in North Carolina. And, when I first left Los Angeles, I was headed to North Carolina, and that was almost 4 years ago. And I finally made it, y'all. So hallelujah. Anyway, one of the things is that place, being in that place of frustration. And so, a lot of times, instead of just examining or surrendering or just being with ourselves in that place of frustration, what am I frustrated about? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to, or just screaming, I don't want to be here, and instead of spending a lifetime every single moment of the day trying to get out of it. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so, recently, I just moved to North Carolina, and so I packed up, all of my stuff, etc. And what happened to me was that I'm packing my truck, and then I'm explaining this to you because it's the reason why I'm wearing these glasses as well. I'm not really a glasses person. I usually use it to read, but not to look at you beautiful people on the screen. So what happened was, while I was attaching the bungee cords, I was attaching another bungee cord, and one of the bungee cords came loose right while I was sitting there and popped me right across the eye. And so, I mean, severely popped me. It hurt so bad. And everything was fine for the first day. So, but the next day when I started driving to North Carolina, the pain started. The pain started her, and then not just the pain, also the light coming into my eye was so severe I could barely drive. And then I talked to a friend of mine who gave me a suggestion for some eye drops, and so that they swore by. So I stopped at a store and picked up some eye drops, and I found out, because I don't do a lot of Western medication, how sensitive I was. So right in the middle of driving, I started falling asleep. My eye felt a little bit better. So here I am. Okay. I have a camper, a truck packed to the hilt, and I'm on roads that I'm not familiar with, driving to another state. And I cannot figure out why it is that I keep falling asleep. I keep almost falling asleep while I'm driving. A trip that should have taken me 8 hours took me 12 hours, maybe longer than that. Let's see, almost 24 hours, actually. I left at 8:00 p.m. the night before and got there at 6:00 p.m. the next day. And I found myself having to pull over at truck stops and taking naps. You understand what I'm trying to say? And some way stations, different places I've had to pull over and take naps. And one of the things that the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm gonna interject something really quickly too as well, really fast. I am high functioning, and I am hyperactive at the same time. Both of those things together, which means I can mess some things up really, really good. You know what I'm trying to say? So if I get off track, I might call on you guys to help me to get back. You understand what I'm saying? So thank you in advance. So I am driving, stopping at these truck stops, and I had to be where I was. I had to be where I was in those moments, doing something absolutely, completely beyond and different from what I expected and anticipated the trip to be. I expected to be smiling at all the nice, beautiful trees, and and this, that, and the other thing, maybe stopping, here and there, and at the gas stations or whatever, and having a different experience. However, my experience has been what it is. But I'm going to tell you what it has done for me is that this place that is called my eye being single and my whole body being filled with light. I'm not telling you, it took me a minute to get to that truth. I'm not saying that it happened all of a sudden, however, this experience of being at another space, I'm trying to just get past it. I just want to get here. I just want to get there. I just want to be where I am. You understand? However, this has now become a part of my path and my experience, being at those truck stops and my journey here, getting hit, popped in the eye, all of it. You understand what I'm trying to say? The pain of it, and what it's like to move forward with one eye. To be in the moment of my experience, to be right here, and to be completely right now. regardless of what it is that I have decided that I experienced, that I decided that I would like to have, I'm having a new experience with my I being single and being in the be of the be at the moment of the moment. Because if I'm not where I am not where I am. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm trying to make sure that I give you everything that I have here for you today. So if the message today is, if we're at the crossroads, have a seat. Sit down, take a breath, and be at the crossroads. There's many, many things here at the crossroads. There's many messages. How can we move forward to the next place? Okay, so we know that we can go this way, we can go that way, we can go this way, we can go. Where are we going? We just don't want to be there, but we have no idea where we're going. So I tell my friends this all the time, the people that are in my great group, sit your ass down at the crossroads. Sit down. Let's have a seat. Let's get a cigar, have a smoke with the crossroads. Let's pour some water, have a drink, and sit down and talk to the crossroads. And, because, and a lot of times, even when I do that, just when I think it's time to go, I'm ready to go, y'all. I'm ready to go. Everything's ready. Let's go. The crossroads will say, "Oh, isn't this a pretty flower? Come over here. Let's look at this flower." You know what I'm trying to say? And right when I think it's time to go, the crossroads has another opening, and I can get frustrated, and I probably will be. However, in my frustration, I walk over to the flower, and elevation is happening at every single decision to say yes. Because how are we going to move from the crossroads if we're not just at the crossroads? How are we going to know which way to go? Am I going to go forward? Am I going to go back this way for some reason? Am I going to go to the left? Am I going to go to the right? So walk over to the flower and look at the flower, and, look at the leaf. Isn't that a pretty leaf? I'm ready to go. You know what I'm trying to say? So we walk over to the leaf, and we never know what moment, because, it could just be a beautiful trick. I walk over to the leaf, and something on that leaf has the key, or on that flower has the key to open my consciousness to the next dimension of my existence. So instead of just going, "Oh, wow," because I'm patronizing, I might just go, "Wow, look where I am. Look where I'm going." And when our eye is single, and our whole body becomes filled with light, we single in the space where we're at, single in the atmosphere where we are, being, looking at the ants crawling on, looking at everything in that space. We never know what is going to teach us why we're in that space. We have created that space, so let us be taught by the space. We never know what on that crossroads is going to give us or open us to everything that we have been asking for, or holding the space for, or praying for, or, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we require and everything that we want is right here, right now, in the space that we're at. So my suggestion is, have a seat, take a breath, have a new experience with ourselves, because this is our path. This is our crossroads. It's not somebody else's crossroads. And if we are where we are, we will be where we are. If we are where we are, we will be where we are. And so in closing, I would like to just say, because I didn't keep up any time, so I don't know how long I've been talking. How much time do I have, Amanda?
You're doing perfectly. You could take,
Okay.
you're doing perfectly.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, love. Thank you. So I'm just going to reiterate this one last time. If we're at the crossroads, be at the crossroads. How are we going to know which way to go if we're not just where we are? And the next part is be in gratitude. Because we're gonna be wowed before we leave. We're gonna be wowed before we move from that space. Or why move? You know, we sat there long enough to get our water and our food and our, you know what I'm saying? Our backpack is full, and now the door has opened and we are walking. And before we move forward, be in gratitude. We're not going to just walk away from the crossroads and not say thank you. Thank you to the crossroads. And so the way I practice, in the tradition I practice, we actually go to the element of the earth. The orishas all are different elements of the earth. There's the ocean, the woods, the forest, the lightning, the thunder, the wind, the crossroads. Go to a crossroads, someplace where it's going this way and that way, and leave an offering of gratitude there. You know, even if we just stand at a crossroads and say thank you. We don't just take and go. We don't go to the ocean and get filled up to overflowing and not leave something there and say thank you to the ocean, or thank you to the forest, or thank you to the wind, or thank you to the thunder, to the lightning. Find a place. I mean, even if it's it could be anything. 3 pennies, money, a piece of fruit. Go and or stand in a place of stillness and silence and great gratitude, and because we don't want to be a vacuum where every place we show up to, we just take and go and forget that place was here for us. Because gratitude also prepares us for the next space that we're going. Gratitude also prepares us for the next place that we're going. So the crossroads has become a place of rest for me. In closing, it has become my best friend. I have become friends with the crossroads because there's so much there. There's so much teaching. There's so much awakening. There's so much opening. It's not just the opening to move forward. It's the opening to the opening of the realms of my mind and of the realms of my being, and of the realms of my existence, to bring wholeness to my existence, that I may move forward. And now I have something to give to the next person who comes into my path. So gratitude. And the last thing I'm going to say, move forward. Move forward. because we can get real comfortable after we get, after we start resting and all that, kicking back and smoking cigars and all that with the crossroads, and I would say, move forward in the realm of expansion that has happened for us by being still in the space that we are. So I will say it's okay for us to continue to jump over those fences and cut through those bushes. We can do that as long as we want to, but just remember, we're going to be back at that same bench. We will find ourselves right back at that same bench, right where we left, So take a seat, take your shoes off, kick back and rest, take a breath and see what Spirit has for us at the space that we are. Because if we're not where we are not where we are. Ashe. Blessings, everybody. Thank you.
That was a beautiful message. Let us continue this in a brief meditation. Let's take a moment to sit at the crossroads. Let's take a moment to be fully present, to allow us to be where we are. Taking a moment to acknowledge the space where we are sitting, to acknowledge the earth that supports us. Taking a moment to be grateful for the air that we breathe. Taking a moment to be grateful for the water that we drink. Taking a moment to acknowledge that where we are in this moment is perfect. Let's take another deep breath. And on the exhale, let go of expectations and judgments. Opening ourselves up to divine download, to God's will. Opening up to be grateful for this moment, for this breath. And Omiyomi, when it feels comfortable, when it feels right and perfect. Please give us another song.
Ashe, ashe. Ashe, 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 ashe. Hey! Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all for today. For today. Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all for today. I lift my heart and hands in praise for whatever comes my way on today. Gratitude is all for today. Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all. Wherever you are, you can sing it with me. Gratitude is all for today. For today. Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all. For today. I lift my heart and hands in praise for whatever comes my way on today. Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all. Gratitude is all. I say.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you
I
for
say.
the reminder to be grateful for
Mhm.
to be here, to be present. So now what we're going to do is something that makes Sundays with Spirit special and unique. We're going to give each of you an opportunity to share in small groups. We call these groups breakouts. You don't have to share if you don't want to. You can listen with compassion. That is one of the greatest gifts that you can offer somebody. In your breakout, we're going to invite you to discuss your crossroads. Discuss how you're feeling being at that point. You can discuss being present and how that feels. These are just suggestions. Again, you can share or you can be silent. The most important thing is to listen and to have compassion for those that are in your breakout rooms, to listen with non-judgment. And Angela is going to open up those breakout rooms and send you to those. You'll be in there for somewhere between 15 and 18 minutes, and then you'll come automatically back to us. All right, thank you so much. So this is the Facebook Live portions. And thank you, Faith, for joining us, being part of this discussion. Would you like to start off?
Oh, yes, I sure would. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Omiyomi, my sister, thank you for that beautiful message and your beautiful songs. And wow, what a journey you just took to North Carolina. And I'm sure that But lesson in everything, right? That's what we've learned. Being at the crossroads, I certainly have been at many crossroads in my life. And I feel that is, that's the time to sit and settle. I'm going to use the word settle, because I think what that feels to me is like everything is going this way. I'm trying to go in one place. I'm doing things the same way I've always done them. And then something happens to change that, or to wake me up, or to turn me and shift me around a little bit. And that place is where I need to settle and listen and see what is there before I go forward. Because if I don't, I'm going to be making the same choices that I always do. And I will stay in the same spot that I am. I'm thinking of so many times, even as I'm even deciding if I want to stay in Los Angeles. It's interesting that you moved to North Carolina. I have a couple of friends who are there, and I'm looking at North Carolina as a place to live in, and a couple other places. So instead of I'm at a crossroads for that, and I'm sure that's what you felt when you were deciding to move at some point too, as we all know, whether it's in a relationship or that. So here I am, and I have choices that I can make, many choices I could make. I could live many, many, many places. And I don't know yet where that's going to be. So I'm listening to Spirit. I'm also enjoying where I am right now. So I'm in Los Angeles, and my friend Reverend Jesse Broom, told me that he decided that he'd been thinking about moving somewhere else, but now he is in Los Angeles. So he's thinking about everything that is great about living here, and giving thanks for everything that is great about LA. That doesn't mean he's not going to move at some point, but while I am here, I'm taking that great advice, that great, not just advice, but sage wisdom, that even though we are at a crossroads and we know that we want to make a move, that our invitation is to have gratitude and enjoy where we are while we're getting ready to move forward. Thank you. And I had to be where I was. I love when you said that. I wrote that down. Thank you so much.
Omiyomi, I love that you I don't say gave us permission, but it felt like when you were saying, like, I want to jump over the bushes or move around or whatever, it was like, yeah, I'm not the only one that feels uncomfortable at the crossroads. And the reminder to sit and to be present with whatever is coming up, to allow that is not always an easy thing to do. So thank you for bringing that back up, like kind of acknowledging that it's not easy to be present at the crossroads. And that, and what I heard was like, really to sit in it and not just, not to stew in it, but to like look around and to be grateful for it, to be grateful for the plants that are at the crossroads, or the whatever it is, to find gratitude in being in a life-changing situation, and knowing that a little bit of seeming uncomfort can lead to amazing, wonderful, clear, bright path that could be straight ahead. So that is what I really got out of that, just to be present, which is something that I'm working on. My intention for this whole year is to become more comfortable with a quiet and peaceful mind. And to me, that kind of describes to be where I am Those aren't the exact words that you used, but that's what I got out of that. And I love the move too. Where did you land in North Carolina?
I'm in Hendersonville.
Hendersonville. I grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina, so I'm not,
It's
Hendersonville.
it's right around the corner. It's right about 20 minutes from Asheville.
Okay, you're in the
Ashe.
mountains. That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
My friend lives in Asheville. Yes, she's a New Thought minister, and she moved to, she and her husband moved to Asheville.
Ashe.
And then Faith, I wanted to comment on what you said as well. My husband and I have been in Santa Fe for about 4 years. And before that, we decided, like, it was just clear. It was time to change our stars. That's how we say it. You know, we're just changing our stars completely. And it was something that, like, Spirit really wouldn't let us make a bad decision. I thought for sure that we were going to live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We put a bid in on the house. It fell through. I kind of released all attachments to where I was actually going to live and where we ended up living. If I would have held on to the picture in my mind of where I thought that I was going to live, it would not have looked. The picture in my mind does not look like where I live now, and it's so much better. Like I had to release all of the outside appearance to really step into like how it feels to live in this space.
Mm,
Yeah,
Ashe.
that's amazing, Amanda. Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Where would you have me go? What would you have me do?
Yeah. And even though, like, when we were moving, I didn't have those words. Like, that wasn't part of my spiritual practice. I just knew that it was time to move. And thank goodness that Spirit wouldn't let me land where I wasn't supposed to be. Yeah.
Ashe.
We have to trust. That is really the trust, where that is, that Spirit is not going to let us land where we're not supposed to be. That everywhere that we are there's a place where we're to be there for what that moment is stored for us. So what Omiyomi went through with, I'm sure, the pain and the discomfort and and the long trip that it'd be easy to question that and say, well, why do I have to go through this? This
Right.
is like this, one moment like just happened, and now I'm in this space. And yet you just, what you did, Omiyomi, was so beautiful, by allowing yourself to listen and be there. And I'm sure there was a lot of uncomfortable moments, painful moments.
Yes. Mhm.
She speaks of it now, and it's like it doesn't feel like it. She's not speaking about how painful it was, but I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was very, very painful. It was something I never experienced. I'm still moving through it. And the good part about it right now is that it's still teaching me how to be, because now I'm learning, because I'm getting older, and and I'm hyperactive. So it's important for me to be for my eye to be single, because I leave cabinets open, and I'm bumping my head. You know what I'm trying to say? So if I'm cooking dinner, let me cook dinner. If I'm doing my prayers, let me do my prayers. If I'm doing this, let me be single in the moment, because there's so much to be absorbed just by being in the thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm trying to say? It's so easy to do 10 things at the same time. And and I could get some more experiences if I want, but I think I'll just pass on those and just be with the one I'm in. You feel me? So yeah, Ashe.
Great wisdom. Great wisdom. It's so
Ashe.
much to be in that moment. That is where the magic of life is, in the moment.
Ashe.
It's not in these ideas that we think are going to happen in the future or the past, but the magic of life is right there in the moment.
Ashe.
Moment that we're sharing right now. How magic.
Ashe. Ashe.
And Angela, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I'm thankful to have both of you like Earth Goddess women running the show today. Because when I first met Amanda, I was like, "You're like a Earth Goddess," and then Omiyomi comes in, is like, "I am the water goddess," and so that is so fun to be in today. And what I heard in your message, which kind of did this like ding, was like when you said you asked for the crossroads, lady. So you're arguing with it, but on the deepest level, you've asked for it. And so the fun thing I'll share is that, because I am pregnant, I'm expecting another child, which I asked for, which I was like, I am open to this and I welcome this. And my logical mind is like, how am I gonna do that? I don't know how our family will expand. And I know from having one child, because I heard this beautiful piece of wisdom that, like when you're expecting a child, and it might be like, well, how are we gonna, it could be just like, what's this gonna cost? How are we gonna how do we have the resources? What will we need? And then I heard that children come into this world with their own abundance. It's like,
Yes, they
and
do.
that's obvious. And they come, I've seen that with one, and with two, it's less about that because I've seen that. That crossroad was like, okay, I can trust again. I don't have to worry. And then this is more like, how can I meet everyone's need? And I don't know, but I'm actually, so I'm at that. I don't know how it's going to look, and it's okay because I do trust life. I do trust that I can navigate it, not by myself, but I did ask for it. And then you get closer and you're like, ooh. And then I have this other one where it feels like in my near future, my family will be moving to my husband's country in Malawi, and we'll be transitioning to life completely different. Life. And I have that sense of, I don't know how, like, I don't know what's going to be hard about it. I don't know what's going to be great about it. I don't, I don't know. And then my logical mind is laughable because it's like, can I pack my juicer? How can I, recreate, like you were saying, Faith, like, can I recreate my comfortable life? But then I have thankfully you have that, you do have a connection to the wisdom that says like, it's going to be different. Like you said, Amanda, but you're going to find you're going to be there. You're going to make it yours. And you're going to, you're going to make a good life there. So it's like, it's a blessing to know, I think, to have been at crossroads and know that you'll get through it and it will look different, but it will be. So thankfully, like if you've had that, but it is fun to go to these, I like calling them like new frontiers of like, I don't know how that's going to look. But I feel a call to it, like I feel a call to it. I'm going to answer the call. And I think the part that I'm thinking of is when people are at the crossroads and they try to let their mind figure it all out. And they spend a lot of time mapping out every move because they're afraid it won't go a certain way. And so I've learned too that I'm not going to do that. That's just energy draining. So yeah, those are a couple of my thoughts about the crossroads, but I'm also aware of crossroads that are momentary ones where you're choosing fear or love. It's like in the moment, I know those momentary crossroads, which is how am I going to respond to this? Do I go this way or that way? And some days I don't have the courage to not just go the normal way, but those I'm working on too. So thank you. Thank you for this conversation. Yeah.
Ashe.
Thank you, Angela. So, Omiyomi, any final words? We have like 3 minutes left.
Final words. I would suggest whatever is in the space, whatever is in the moment, whatever is there, I don't want to be here. I can't stand being here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to make it. bring 2 cigars, sit down, give one to the crossroads and have a conversation. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I know what to do. I have money in the bank, so I can make it happen. I can just continue to do things the way I've normally always done them. You know what I'm trying to say? But I keep coming back here. So here's a cigar for you and one for me. Let's sit down and talk for a minute. It's getting late. Let's take a nap. Let's wake up. Let's go look at some trees. Let's come back. Let's just be in the be of the crossroads, the time, the space, the place of who it is, where it is that we are. We are light beings. We are light workers, and we have said yes. So the other part is being assured that we are exactly where we are. This is the time to be where I am. So if I'm there, look, dude, here's a sip of rum. I don't drink, but here's some rum. I know you like rum. Here's a cigar. Let's just kick it here for a minute. And because I keep coming back here, I keep having the same experience because it's the same bench. It's the same bench. I knocked the walls down, and I climbed over the walls, and I'm right back at the same bench. So nothing's going to change until things change. So let's just, and the thing is, we get to be comfortable. We eventually get to be comfortable with being where we are all the time, because there's nothing we want more than to be who it is and where it is that we are. We get comfortable with being all of that, so that when the time comes, we go, oh Lord, here we go. I'm back here again, or I'm back here at another space or realm of this same space. So, so I already know what to do. I'm gonna get a cigar, and I'm gonna give you one, and we're gonna sit down and have a conversation and see what's next on the path. What is next on the journey? Because then that is continual evolution and continual elevation. Ashe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ashe.
I know the next decision that I need to be with, there's going to be a visual of a cigar. I know that it's just coming back into my mind. Yeah. Oh, so everybody is coming back from the breakout. Angela, is everybody back now, do you think? Yeah, perfect.
Almost, I think. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. If you had any insights or ahas and would like to make a declaration, you can put it in the chat. Setting an intention and declaring it for others to see is a powerful way to move forward and to see it happen. So let's start with announcements. Omiyomi, do you have anything coming up?
I'm always available. Available for scheduling. I do readings, life path readings for people. I also do practitioner sessions, and I'm a singer. I sing. I do workshops on many different realms, and mostly in alignment with ancestors, and how we connect with the earth and the orishas. And so if you go to my website, Flames of Love Healing Services.com, then you can schedule an appointment or book me for workshops or anything like that. And so that's what I'm doing most of the time when I'm not working and going to school and the rest of the things in the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ashe.
So coming up in the Power of Love Ministry, I know we have a class coming up with Jennifer and Karen Russo, and it's a workshop on how to establish healing workshops. We are starting another round of miracle circles, and that is an opportunity to meet weekly with a group of individuals who are not just studying A Course of Miracles, but actually living A Course in Miracles. So it's an opportunity to have a sacred space of like-minded individuals, and that you can sign up through the website as well. And it's the Miracle Circles. Angela, was there anything else that I left out for announcements?
I think we can mention Stop Playing Small is coming up. It's in September, but something to think about. The 2 weekends in September 9th through 13th, and the following weekend, Stop Playing Small, our online workshop, which has been very popular. So I'll put that in the chat too.
Thank you, Angela. And also, if you would like to support the Power of Love Ministry and doing this Sundays with Spirit service, it allows us to make a donation to our speakers and our musicians. And we'll put that link as well, if you would like to make a donation. All right. So Omiyomi, if you would give us another song, please.
All right. Here we go. So this is another song about the miracles that can happen as we let go and embrace another idea in the midst of what might feel uncomfortable. And because it's how I wrote this song as well, called Holy, Holy, we hold on, and we're asking for what it is that we want, and yet we're still holding on to the thing that is keeping us where we are. And so, sometimes it's instantaneous. Opening our hand flings us right into the dimension of that which it is that we've been holding the space for. And that's how this song became into existence. Holy, Holy. Because I finally let go, and I went, wow, I've been holding on to rocks, and they, not that there's anything wrong with rocks, but I've been holding on to pebbles, and they've been trying to give me boulders. And so Ashe. I take my time, and really time takes me down the road so slowly. And I kick, I scream, I beg and die. And as I fall, I surrender and I cry, holy, holy, yeah. What a beautiful place. I give my heart in gratefulness. I live my life to seek your face. I live my life to see your face. Light so bright I cannot see. Who is you or who is me? Somebody help me please, as I fall down on my knees. and I cry, holy, holy, yeah. Oh, what a beautiful place. I give my heart in gratefulness. I live my life to seek your face. I live my life to see your face. I live my life to see your face. I live my life to see your face. Yes.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us today.
I say.
And Angela, will you close us with a prayer?
Yes, indeed. Okay, so grateful and thankful for all that we've received today. So grateful for our own yes, for showing up and spending this time here together in spirit. So grateful for Jennifer Hadley for creating this platform for all of us to come together. Grateful for your yes, Amanda, to lead us so beautifully today. Grateful for your yes, Omiyomi, for really leading the stage, holding the stage through the speaking and the music. Thank you so much for sharing yourself so fully and so humbly and so beautifully. We're grateful to take the message and the vibration with us out into the world, out into our lives. So grateful for another opportunity, another day to live the course, to live love. We let it be. We receive the blessings. We share them freely. And we know it's done. Amen.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Thank you.
I say.
Bye.
Bye-bye.